this is sort of meta, but the game, like, I started writing a piece about what this is. Like, what is this stream? And there's so many ways to write it. And like, honestly, I'll throw this on the VOD on Reddit, but if you have comments on like, what would you say this stream is about? Or how would you describe what's going on here? But thinking how to condense it into, a few small pieces. I have a lot of takes on it. I have a lot of thoughts about it, but to me, the long game of running the stream, I don't know that paying attention to me just do work for 3 hours is necessarily that interesting. Seeing the results maybe is 90% of the high and 10% is like, wow, watch Dan work. It's work. That's why it's work and people get paid to do it and stuff. But there's like this long game of, hey, the game gets more and more complete when we watch it, but also this is not an E3 demo. This is not a polished thing. This is not even me necessarily solving the problem perfectly every time. There's a lot of experimental gameplay. This is the anti E3 demo. I was just trying to think about how I was writing about it. I'm trying to think about how to describe it. This is you get to be in the driver's seat. You get to experience this. There's no made up. I mean, this isn't even real art, right? Like this is just fake collision volumes and things. But you're really, for whether or not you want to. I mean, if you're here, I guess you want to be here. But whether or not you want to, you're seeing nothing that got prettied up to try to satisfy you. I'm like, I don't want to say I'm just trying to satisfy myself, but like there's an element of like I love when people get engaged about like, oh, try this, try that, and I get to do stuff that people try. But there's all these different elements to it. But you really are seeing something that is not like buy my game, buy my game. It's so cool. Look at this cutscene, buy my game. It's the opposite of that. Yeah, exactly, Polito. Well, Dan makes organs from atoms, and you don't even want the organs. You want the human. You want the game. You want to fly around a cool spaceship and have a fun game with awesome conversation with aliens. Like that's really what you want. But I don't give you that. I give you this. So yeah, I'm like, it's been a challenge to figure out how to describe it, but it is really gratifying for me to share the slow burn experience of watching a game come together because it's not even like, I mean, I used to paint, I do like music remixes and stuff. It's not even like that where you can take something so like what's the word I want? Not two dimensional, but so easily like visible from front to back and watch it change. There's so much in this game that isn't even on display. Like I didn't do any. I mean, I did a little bit in Planet Side. I barely scratched Melee. There's a lot that you just can't take it all in at once. It's a game. You're supposed to play it for several hours. Not even like a movie where it gets edited down to 2 hours or something. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to try to get anybody interested in, no, it's work. It takes time and there's all these elements to it and there's a thought process and you make mistakes. um, yeah, Kilder, exactly. What I'm saying is buy my game. When it's ready to be purchased, please, yes, buy this game. That would be great. Uh, but yeah, I just think, I forget when this was, the whole kerfuffle with the E3 demos, and they had to put a label on it that said like pre-rendered gameplay or something so that you wouldn't get fooled into, it was sort of encroaching on false advertising. This is just the opposite of this. Like, this isn't even what you're going to play. It's going to look very different. So yeah, I've been writing that. I have to think about how to say that, but it is cool, and I get a lot out of getting to show this to people. Speaking of, Fred and I were talking about past experiences with past employers and things. We never would have gotten to show this working at other employers. They would have been like, whoa, whoa, you can't show that to anyone. It's not done. Like, I love this. It's not, show it to everyone. It's not done.